Well, hey, here we are once again back at the Quick Speed Shop. I'm Josh, and today, oh, my phone's going off. Hold on. Start the video. I got my Death Trap Rail Dragster back from the Buffalo Motorama. We saw that last time, but now it's back onto Dodge action. The cab is over here, buried in junk already. I need to start doing the getting this thing sanded and get ready for paint. It's all wonky. I'm not going to do any body work on it really, except for like filling the seams up and grinding the glue down when I glue the roof skin on. I got to tack it here a little bit, but this thing is pretty straight. It's got a couple of dings in it. I'm not going to worry about it. The truck's going to be a work truck. The doors and fenders are all banged up, so it doesn't really matter that way. But we're going to start on this here soon because the weather's breaking, so I can start having the garage be warm enough to paint and have the door open. But before we do that, today in this video, we're going to build some core support action. Now over here, I have the stock 1980 core support out of the truck. If I can stand it up, see on the back, it's got the big slots where you could have the stacked headlights in 79s and then also 80, I believe. But the 80 truck has the round headlights. And as you can see, the bottom of the core support is all rotted out all the way across there. But the rest of it's in pretty decent shape. So what to do? Bam! In stock. This is a 1987, I think, Ramcharger core support, which is pretty much the same thing except for the square headlights, or rectangular headlights. And that looks like a brand new one. Save that. But anyways, I parted out an 87 Ramcharger that sat. It was all full of mice and it was all rotted in the bottom, but the core support was in mint shape. So I saved it, and this is several years ago. So once again, why trash it when you can stash it? I stashed this core support, and I don't even remember if I had my brown Dodge truck at the time. I might have, but I parted the Ramcharger out years ago and I saved the core support. So here it is, and it is pretty much all the same except for the latch area and the headlights. So what we're going to do in this video is cut out around the round headlights here, cut out around the rectangular headlights and graft in the round headlight sections from the original core support and build one out of two, and we'll have a mint core support to go here, and then I'll probably paint this to match so I'll have the original brown on it. So I think I was looking at this before. I've got a little bit of rot here where the radiator support welds on, or the radiator mount, because I thought about just cutting the bottom edge off of this and then drilling the spot welds out on the radiator mount and transferring it all over to the brown one. But then I saw, so this is completely rust free behind there. There's no rust between those two panels. And then I saw there was some rust starting up into here. You can see some pinholes. So that changes my mind on, I was just going to see it's rotted here too. So I was just going to cut the bottom off the blue one and switch it over. But now I think I'm just going to cut the headlight surround out and swap it over. So what I'm going to do is probably pick a line, maybe like on this detent, and down here is where the jack would go, and cut these off. Man, look at the runs in the paint. Somebody wasn't paying attention that day at Dodge. Just go and saw this off and start laying them out on the blue one and fitting them in. And then eventually, once they get all cut and trimmed, we'll cut the ends of the blue one off and graft these suckers in there. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's been like 2 weeks since I started this video and I forget where I am, but let's take a look now. I've got the top cut off and I've marked the 87 core support here, and I marked it 1/2 inch wider than where I cut the 80 off. So I'm going to cut on this chalk line here, remove the upper half, and then I'm going to lay the 80 on here, and it should overlap onto here a little bit, and then I can scribe down a line and get an accurate actual cut line so I can butt weld them together real nice. So let me, I don't think you need to watch me cut it just like I just cut the rest of them, the other one, but I'll cut this out real fast and then we'll stick it together. I can like line up these bolt holes and line up these holes, or sorry, not that hole, this hole, stuff like that. Should be able to line it up and put it right together right tight and then trim it up and butt weld it and we'll be good to go. Okay, I got the top piece laid on here. I used a bolt through with a hole here. I had one little faux pax I cut on the wrong side of the line here, so I got about an 1/8 inch I'm going to have to fill in there. But other than that, it's coming out good. This piece is trimmed up close. I just got to do a little bit fitting there. And I took a scribe and I scribed through the paint. See a shiny line here, so I know exactly where to cut it now. So I'll take the top back off and I'll trim the extra 1/2 inch I left all the way around. Trim that off, and then I'll clean up the edges of the grinder a little bit, and we'll be ready to butt weld. But it's going to successfully change the 87 into the 80 core support, and it's going to work out fantastic. Okay, so I got this fitted up. I got just a couple of clamps on it here. I'm going to get some spots tacked and move the clamps around, but it fits pretty nice. All the gaps should be pretty tight. I should be able to butt weld it no problem. And like I said, where I trimmed it a little short, I can use a little bit of filler rod and fill that in. But I am ready to burn this on here. Let me put you up on the fast motion. You can watch me weld. I'm just going to jump around a whole bunch of tacks, then more tacks, and then eventually it'll be all butt welded, and then I'll hit it with the grinder, smoother on out. Most of this will be behind the grill, and this will be painted black. You might see the weld seam here a little bit, but most of it's going to be hidden away. And the best part is I get to keep all the original paint up on top of the core support. So under the hood, it'll look like nothing ever happened. I'll end up taping this off, and I'll tape off the brown up here, and I'm going to paint all this black, flat black behind the grill, kind of like it was. But I'll get rid of this blue body color here. The whole thing will be flat black on the edge. And then on the inside, I'll probably scuff it up, and when we're painting the cab over here, I'll probably hit the back of it with some brown and dial that in. So let me put you guys in fast motion and we'll fire up the welder. Man, it's still raining out there, raining on my dragster. Anyways, I got this all welded up. It looks good. I welded in the mounts for the where the turn signals go, the piece under the grill. I'm not sure what to call it. There's another tip. If you're doing this, you also need to move this bracket down. You can see where it was up here. I moved it down about 1.5 inches. I took the measurement off the stock one, or the 81 there. So the 87, so 81 and up, they moved it up a bit, so you got to move that bracket down too. But everything welded up nice. It's nice and solid, didn't really warp that much. So I'm just going to take the flap disc here, and I'm just going to flap grind it all down smooth. I'm not going to use any filler. It's just going to be is what it is because it's behind the grill and it's not, not a really visible piece. So that's about it on transforming the 1987 core support into a 1980 core support. I just got a little bit of grinding to do and then a little bit of primer and then some black paint and we'll be all set. So thanks for watching. I'm back working on the Dodge now, even though I got projects like the dragster. Look at this, there's steel down here. We're going to build a trailer for the dragster, probably start that next. But the Dodge is still over here. The weather has been horrible for temperature-wise and moisture-wise. I got to scuff that all up, get it ready for paint, do a little bit of seam sealing, and then hopefully, I don't know when, like in the next couple of weeks, the weather will break a little bit nicer and warm up a little bit so I can get some paint on the cab. Then we can go back out there in the rain. Where is it? Right there, bam. Grab the chassis, bring that in, build the exhaust system, and then set the cab back on it, and then it's game on reassembling the Dodge truck. So getting this core support swapped over was a big part of that. Now it's going to be ready to put back on and put the fenders on and all that stuff. But yeah, so all kinds of stuff going on here. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends. Thumbs up for a like. Leave a comment. We'll see you next time. Hopefully the rain stops here at the Quick Speed Shop.